Hey guys, Tyler here with Revvin Reviews. So today we're going to be talking about the 2017 Lamborghini Huracan Performante. So as many of you guys know, the Geneva Motor Show is actually starting to happen right now. It started yesterday for you guys. It started today for me. Today is Monday for me, Tuesday for you guys. So yeah. But anyways, we've gotten a couple of things released about the Geneva Motor Show. We've seen a couple different cars. I've watched a couple different videos about different cars that have been released already, and different cars that are going to be released here in the next couple of hours actually. So one of the main cars that's actually on the topic right now is the 2017/2018 Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Many people are saying that this is such a cool car because it's beating every record known to man on the Nürburgring when it comes to street legal cars. They're claiming that it did a 6 minute and 52 second .01 around the Nürburgring, which if you know anything about the Nürburgring, actually, anything underneath a 7 minute rather is extremely fast, and it puts some eyes out there. Just so you guys know, there's only 3 cars that have done it that are street legal, that have been recorded, and that is the Porsche 918, which did it in 6 minutes 57 seconds. The Aventador SV, the Lamborghini Aventador SV, which did it in 6 minute 59.73 seconds, and then obviously the Lamborghini Huracan Performante, which beat both the 918, which is a $1 million car now, and the SV, which is nearly a $1 million car. Beat both of those, and it got a time of 6 minutes 52 seconds. .01, which is quite insane when you think about the price tag and things of that sort. So the specifications on it, I'll give you guys a little bit of a rundown. There's quite a few, so I'm gonna be reading off some lists and kind of giving it to you guys, giving you guys my insight and stuff like that. So obviously they had to do some stuff to do weight reduction on the regular Huracan, because the regular Huracan might weigh a little bit more than they needed for it to go around the track. I mean, if they're going to be killing hypercars, then they need to cut out a little bit of weight. So they introduced a system back in 2011, I believe, when they released the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento rather. It's called forged carbon fiber. Basically, it's a lighter weight carbon fiber, and in this instance on the Lamborghini Huracan, it saves 88 pounds, bringing the weight down to nearly 3,000 pounds. Obviously, it still has the naturally aspirated 5.2 liter V10, which is the beautiful engine that was in the regular Huracan, and it still is in the regular Huracan. That they added 30 horsepower to it due to tunes and things like that, which cranks it out to 640 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. And then it also has 443 foot-pound of torque, which, keep in mind, guys, obviously you want to have a lower, you want to have all your torque ready at the ready when you're going around a racetrack. So you want it to be anywhere between like 1,000 and 3,000 RPM, to where your torque is like, here it's fully available. Well, the Huracan Performante actually performs in that area. It offers 70% of its torque here at 1,000 RPM, which is nearly idle. So basically you tap on the gas and you're at 70% torque, which is awesome, and you don't see that in most cars that are gas powered. 0 to 60 isn't a very impressive time. It does it in 2.9 seconds. So it's not as quick as the 918, but it's also not slow. I mean, it's still a 2-second car, 0 to 60, which is insane. Now 60 to 24, or 60 to 124 miles an hour is also done in, or is done in nearly 6 seconds. It's not 100%. They haven't released 100% of a fact on that, at how many point of a second it'll be, but it's around 6 seconds, from 60 to 124, which, if any of you guys are curious, the reason why they do 124 is that's 200 kilometers an hour. So 124 miles an hour is what it translates down to. In doing so, they needed to stiffen up the chassis so that it could go around the corners a little bit better. So they stiffened up the car due to some new springs, roll bars, and bushings. Those are 3 of the main keys that you do to most any car if you want to make it a stiffer chassis and things like that, which in this case increased the stiffness of this chassis 10%, which is quite interesting. Now, Lamborghini's had this thing called variable ratio steering. They've introduced it in some of their previous models, but in this model it comes standard, so it's not an option anymore. It's actually standard. This is the main thing that people have really been oohing and awing about. This is one of the main things that made this car perform so well. It's called Active Aero. Many of you guys have seen Active Aero on things like the McLaren P1, the Ferrari LaFerrari with the little wing that comes up, the Ferrari F12 with the little flaps in the front that open up for the brakes to get cooled off. That's all active aero. It's redirecting the aerodynamic waves, or the wind rather, through the car or to the car and things like that. It's just basically body panels that are moving. So they've implemented this on 3 different key parts. The front splitter, there's some things that open and close. The rear diffuser, also things open and close and move up and down. And then the wing, which obviously that moves up and down. Now, the cool thing about this is it's an electronic system, so it's not hydraulic like the conventional things like the 918, or not the 918, but the P1 and the Ferrari LaFerrari. Those are the 2 main people that use hydraulic systems still. This is actually 80% lighter than it, so it offers a lot more. It offers the same amount, if not better, performance for a lot less of the weight, which is key. Every moving part of this opens and closes independently. So kind of picture in your mind right now like a Pagani Huayra with the independent flaps that it has when it's going around the corners. That's basically what these things are doing, and it all does it independently due to a computer. Now this also, all due to this active aero, it produces a 2 different modes basically. So you can have your low drag mode, which is basically when you're wanting to cut through the air and go as quick as you can, and then you have your cornering mode, which is called the aero vectoring mode. So basically it's gonna suck you down to the ground so that you can go quick through the corners, yet still be stuck on the ground to where you're not gonna start drifting around the corner. Although that might be fun, that's not where you get time. Like I said, it's 80% lighter than things like the McLaren active aero system and the Ferrari active aero system, and it produces 750% more downforce than the coupe, which 750% more downforce to a already good performing car is quite insane to me. But with all this being said, this car is going to be insane, and I've seen some pictures of it, and you guys have seen some pictures of it as well now. But the first deliveries of this car are actually going to be summer 2017, so it's coming up here quickly. This is going to be a street legal version, or this is going to be a street legal car that's going to be great for the track and things like that. I think that I don't know if they're going to be releasing a Spider edition of this. I know they did that with the Lamborghini Gallardo. They had the Super Leggera, which was the Spider, or the drop top, whatever you want to call it, convertible. And so right now they only have the hardtop, basically, the coupe, which it's going for $274,390. That's quite a bit of money, but when you put it in perspective with the performance and things like that, you really are getting a good bang for your buck. $275,000 will basically round it up. $275,000 is a quarter of $1 million basically. So a quarter of a Dodge Viper, or not Dodge Viper, a Porsche 918. It's a quarter of a Lamborghini SV, Aventador SV. McLaren P1, is nearly $2 million. So I mean, you can just go and go and go and go. Actually, the 918s are going for closer to $2 million now. So are the LaFerraris are going for $4 million. So I mean, that just puts it into perspective how much of a good performance car you're getting for the price. Obviously, you're not getting as many luxuries, but I mean, to each his own. If you want to beat somebody around a track, then this is the way to go. To put it into perspective, though, when it comes to the models, the Lamborghini Huracan comes in 2 models, obviously, the Lamborghini Huracan Coupe and the Lamborghini Huracan Spider, and then they have the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive models. Well, the base price for the Coupe is $199,000, which that's pretty inexpensive when it comes to the price of the Performante, considering that Performante is basically another BMW added on top of it, or a Mercedes added on top of it, which is like $75,000. But it doesn't perform as well. Obviously, the Coupe doesn't perform as well as the Performante. The Coupe only has 573 horsepower compared to the 640 horsepower here in the Performante, and it only has 573 to 602 horsepower, so basically in that range compared to the 640 horsepower. So to put that into perspective, but when you guys think of it, look at it this way: you can get a Lamborghini Huracan Spider brand new for $262,350. So in all reality, you're only adding $12,000, but you're getting so much more performance, so much of a better car. It's going to be so much more of a collector's car, and you're getting it for the same, or a little bit more than the regular models. Now, we don't know if this is going to be limited production or not, but Yeah. So I want to leave you guys with this. What do you guys think about the Lamborghini Huracan Performante? I know it's been really desired to come out. We've been waiting for it for a little while. So I'm just curious as to what you guys think of it now that you guys have seen the pictures of it and things like that and hear performance statistics. So what do you guys think about the Lamborghini Huracan Performante? And would you guys get this? Not just would you guys buy this, because everybody would buy this, but would you guys buy this on top of a Huracan? Like what would you choose? Would you choose this or would you choose a Spider? Because obviously it goes with two different types of lifestyles. If you want the Spider, you probably want to cruise around a little bit more and have a little bit of fun in the canyons. But if you want the Performante, you want to be that guy that's able to take his car out of his garage and drive it to the track it for the day, drive it back home, and just enjoy life. So I'm curious as to what your guys' opinion is on that. So go ahead and give that in the comments below. Give it on our social media accounts or this little information card thingy up here. It's a survey. If you click it, it pops down. And then click one of those. So anyways, on that note, guys, I want to leave you guys with that, and have a great day.